games is every age. It's ageless. Anyone can be a gamer. Like, I know there's like a stupid thing like, oh well, you only play mobile games. Oh, you play Candy Crush. Like, oh, you're not a real gamer if you don't play Call of Duty or like Soulsborne games, or if you only play Stardew Valley. Like, oh, you are not a gamer. Like, so dumb. Gatekeeping being a gamer is so fucking dumb because it's low-key fucking disrespectful. If someone wants to join a community with interest that is aligned to someone else, to himself, no, you can't because you haven't played A, B, C, and D. Like, what? I was watching a video yesterday, and it sparked my interest. I was like, you know what? Because normally when I watch a video, I just watch a video, right, on my own time. But whenever a video makes me literally respond to points in the video out loud, clearly I need to react to it because I got some opinions about it. Anyway, it's not like a bad video whatsoever. It's just a really interesting video about a topic I think is rather how do you say it? It's not a fun topic for me. And it's not nothing bad per se. Nothing bad at all. It's just you know, it's a YouTuber I like who stopped well, doing YouTube, right? I know I'm not talking about Corey Kenshin, alright? I'm kidding, but yeah. So this video is called Gametheory after Matpat. Yeah, that's it. That's the video title, and you can think of or you can already assume what kind of video this is, right? So yeah, let's hop in.
It's been shown time and time again that channels who switch their hosts after years of building rapport to audiences always seem.
I haven't done EP. Okay. You don't see that in 2024 a lot anymore.
To end up falling into complete irrelevancy. Fred equals Tree, Smosh, all channels that at one time sat at the absolute peak of YouTube, but quickly fell apart after the absence of their iconic hosts.
No, I think, especially regarding Smosh fell out because, well, they didn't go with their fan base. And what I mean by that is they made a bunch of like funny vids, right? That were good, that were fun, and as kids to watch. But in the end of the day, when those kids grow up, they don't care about that content anymore. They care about different kinds of content. And either you keep making it for kids, right, which is a pretty big market. I totally get why people would do this. It's a big market, of course, right? You're gonna lose your existing fan base eventually, right? But I do think when when Anthony decided to stop, that was a big downfall moment for sure. And recently they bought it back, but I mean, bro, I don't give a shit anymore. Like, might be just me, but I mean, I watched Smosh back in the day. I liked all the songs they made and all that, and the parodies and whatever. But I mean, apparently they bought it back now, and I haven't watched any of it yet. So also none of them really got into my recommendation page at all. So yeah, but yeah, so Smosh definitely downfall was multiple factors outside of the new outside of like new people hosting and all that. They got what's his name? I forgot his name. Fred was someone that Nickelodeon really wanted people to like, and they even appeared in iCarly. Like, Fred was like an industry plant. I swear to God, bro. They tried to make him work so hard. It's insane. Like that. When they came out with a movie from him, like that bombed, like, and eventually it just it died, and eventually a new guy took over, and that's not how you do things, all right? Because YouTube is individualism, right? Unless you have like a no, actually no. I was gonna say unless you have like a company, but I mean look at Linux Tech Tips, right? Like if he stopped making all the videos just like Matpat would do, I mean that channel would fall off too. Like it's just people like the main character of a YouTube channel. Doesn't matter what kind of big productions are going on. Doesn't matter what kind of new insane things they can buy and produce or whatever. As long as the root is the main character of that YouTube channel, who started that YouTube channel, who had a fucking vision, who had a fucking drive, who had a fucking passion for this YouTube channel and the content he makes. If he stops, the fan base is gonna be disappointed because, well, it's like it feels like they're giving up, and we as a society don't like people who give up. We look down upon people that give up, with good reason, because giving up is for losers, and nobody wants to be a loser, and nobody wants to be seen as a loser, right? And then the other one, I think he came back. He's doing pretty good on TikTok actually. I've seen a couple of TikToks from him lately. I mean, he just covers drama and news and all that, like typical like things a lot of people do. I mean, I'm kind of falling victim to it lately as well. I mean, daily streaming. I need some things to like talk about and watch and stuff, right? So like drama and like news is it's just inevitable that you cover it, right? But continue, man.
Equals Tree, Smosh, all channels that at one time sat at the absolute peak of YouTube, but quickly fell apart after the absence of their iconic hosts. Matt, Steph, and the rest of the Gametheory team are certainly aware of this, and they attempted to negate the usual knee-jerk reactions of slighted fans by slowly introducing the new hosts over time, cleverly before Matt announced his imminent retirement.
Yeah, I mean, I get how he did. He tried it the best way he possibly could have done it, and I've yet to watch a video, game theory of the new guy. So it is a tough topic, man, because we grew up with Matpat, like. We literally grew up with this man, with his theories, with his videos. Like, bro, when was his first video? I think like the first video I watched of Matpat, Game Theory. I mean, not Matpat. Game Theory is, I think, the Pyro video. I think that was the first video I've watched. Oh, I've watched this one. How Deadly Super Mario's Bullet Bill. I've definitely watched that one. But the one I mostly remember or watched the first time, after that I just started watching all the things because that's what I did back in the day. Like, I found a YouTube channel and I consumed every single fucking video on the YouTube channel. Wow, I can't find it. Okay, but anyway, so that was my first video from Game Theory. And then I started bench watching everything else. So I literally grew up, and you know, it's just been years and years and years of having the same person make the content you like. And most of the times, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I've watched game theories of things I really couldn't give two shits about at face value, right? But I watched it because it was Matpat. And there is some power in individualism, because some people have they are a person that just attracts interest on whatever topic they talk about, because you know that he cares about a topic that he cares about, and just because you don't care about it at face value, you know that he cares about it, so it makes you care more or want to care more because you care about him, right? In some extent. But now there's new people. Like, obviously we got he's the new face for Game Theory, right? I think she's Style Theory. Never watched that, but I don't think I'm the fan base anyways for that. Ironic enough, the fat bastard is the food theory guy. I mean, I don't make it up. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I totally did. It's not true. But my dumb will find that out later.
Unless I'm wrong. I think I'm right. I don't know what does this guy do? Does he do film theory or something? I don't know. Also, he's wearing a bleach shirt. That's fucking go to this. But yeah, like it's just it's like the Avengers, right? The Avengers started with Tony Stark, and then Black Widow came, and then let's say he's the Hulk, and he is. I would give him like a Spider-Man role, I guess, and he's like, I don't know, Captain America or something. Like, yeah, these guys are cool, right? But we cared about Iron Man, and then Iron Man died, right? And then guess what? Marvel died. I'm not kidding. I am like dead ass in Infinity War, or no, the other one, the previous, the one before that one. I forgot the name. No wait, Infinity War, yeah, because he snapped Thanos, yeah. He died, right? Tony Stark died in Infinity War, and literally after Infinity War, Marvel died too. People stopped caring. All the new movies that came out didn't perform as well because Endgame was a huge success and it was a brilliant ending point, right? Obviously, Spider-Man films were amazing. They're still doing really good. But what I'm getting at is they are getting rid, or he's stepping out of the frame. And also, that video was fantastic, by the way. Like his retirement video was really cool with like the ARG, or not the ARG, but like the different like endings and all that. That was really fun to watch. I wish I reacted to it live, but I mean, I had to watch it on my own with a friend of mine. So, but yeah, that was a really phenomenal concept and video, and it was emotional, and it was just really, really well done, like we always expect from Matpat, right? But now, like, it doesn't feel familiar anymore, and I think that's the reason why Matpat and Gametheory as a whole has really plummeted in views, because it doesn't feel familiar anymore. You gotta like get used to like a new guy, a new voice. Obviously the theories were always crafted with like the other people helping them. So I mean, this guy was always like helping crafting the theories, but he was the presenter. It's just like when the show where you like a presenter and the presenter changes for like the new season, they're like, oh well, now the show's less fun, you know? Like sometimes like a presenter or like the main phase of a series or a show that is really critical, is just really critical to the enjoyment of something, you know? And I'm not saying this guy is a bad guy, alright? I don't think he is. I watched like one of the videos where he was doing like a collab with Matpat, right? Like he did like this Hello Neighbor theory. And then he had like a section for its own, and I think I like his voice. His voice is pretty pretty good to listen to. The way he explains it, the speed he does it, like he is a comfortable listening person, right? And he's easy on the eyes. I'm not gonna lie, you know, he's not ugly or anything like that. So, but it's just different. You know, like, I don't know. Honestly, I'm rambling, but like that's just what it is, man. That's just how it feels to me. It feels like the familiarity is just gone, and without that, you just need like something else that like grabs you and keeps you there. And yeah, I mean, I hope the channel recovers, because I think the content is great, but the content without Matpat is just less great.
This certainly succeeded in facilitating a smooth transition without any major drama, but taking a look at the analytics, it's a different story. If we look at the past 6 videos across the 4 tiers channels, excluding videos that have been up for less than 1 week, and get an average view count, then compare it to the average of 6 videos uploaded exactly 1 year ago before Matt.
Okay, but let me just, okay, hold up. So listen, this is a really popular game. this FNAF, this okay, Assassin's Creed. That did really well. Like, I don't think a lot of people still care about Assassin's Creed. And then I don't know what this is. I really don't know what this is about. This is a really popular thing that Matpat did as well. I don't know what that is, but that's just for children probably. So that makes sense why it got like 5.7 million.
Announced his retirement. It's pretty concerning. Gametheory, 3.3 to 1 million views. Style Theory, an average of 3.1 million, all the way down to 500k. And
damn!
the channels aren't doing any better.
That much?
Overall, it's a reduction from an average of 11.5 million to 3.1 million views. An almost 4-time reduction in view count only 3 months after Matpat's retirement. I'm a big fan of all these channels, but the numbers don't lie, and I fear they illustrate the beginning of the downfall of yet another iconic channel after being acquired by a multi-million-dollar conglomerate and having its main host step down.
Wait, okay, hold up. But yeah, I know he sold Gametheory. I know he did. However, I don't think the content changed when he did. I don't think anything regarding the sale of Gametheory, or like the theory verse, I guess you could say, it only was financial. I don't think there were any like changes that we noticed for the content. The content stayed the same. The person stayed the same. Content stayed the same. It's just the more budget they had, so they could release more content to like pay the editors and like thumbnail editors, like all the technical people, like he just had more budget. That's why he did it, right? But the content didn't change. So just because he sold Gameverse, I guess, or the Theoryverse, it didn't change anything about the content whatsoever. However, Matpat stepping down, that was definitely a huge part, because, like I already fucking said way too long in a way too long version just now, it's familiarity. We know this guy, we grew up with this guy, and it's just like, the guy with Blue's Clues, when he stepped down. Like, I didn't watch Blue's Clues at the time anymore, but like when I heard, I was like, damn, bro, come on, man. He's the face of Blue's Clues. There's nothing else you can't compare anyone else. Especially filling shoes that big is incredibly difficult, because, well, a lot of people don't want to admit it, but there's so many autistic traits in people, and one of them is whenever something changes, we don't fucking like it. So yeah.
So let's analyze why this is happening, how they can potentially recover, or if that's even possible at this point. But why does Matpat leaving have such a profound impact on these channels? Well, Matt's been on YouTube for a long time, longer than many of Gametheory viewers have even been alive, and we've witnessed the public perception of Gametheory and Matt himself change dramatically over the years. I think Gametheory is a staple to a lot of our childhoods, and the basic pitch of it being a way to teach intimidating concepts like physics and psychology through the lens of video games was a really admirable and positive approach.
Game theory, gaming's tangential learning experience.
Matt often fit the role of a teacher more than a gamer.
Yeah, I can agree on that. Yeah.
And it helped Gametheory stand out within the typically cynical and edgy gaming YouTube space of the time. But over time, how people saw Matpat started to shift, especially in the late 2010 edgy era of YouTube. I felt like the general public perception of Matt shifted to seeing him as a kind of cringy, fake corporate kind of guy. And the more far-reaching theories started to get major backlash online.
Final step and said that Sans happened to be negative from Earthbound.
I am gonna f***ing break something if I hear any more of this f***ing trash.
I suspect this is largely from his young fanbase growing up into jaded teenagers who saw Gametheory as childish, unlike the cool, grown-up channels they like now, like Leafy is Here.
Okay. Sure.
But over time this started to cool down, and I think a big part of that was the Gametheory live channel. Here Matt began to post raw live streams that allowed viewers to get a sense from
GT Live became better when Stephanie was gone. I mean, I'm not like putting on Stephanie whatsoever. I think she's an amazing girl, but holy streaming with her was just I don't know, man. Like the streaming with her and Matpat was just I don't know. Like they had like this role, like different roles, right? Like Matpat, he was playing the game, and then Stephanie was like interacting with the chat and all that, right? But it didn't work. It didn't work, man, because clearly Stephanie was not in like the culture of games, or like the culture that those chats were from. So it really fell out of place. And Matpat was just really concentrating on playing the game and maybe like saying stuff about stuff he sees, but he wasn't really playing games with the intention of like theory crafting or anything like that, like he does now. I mean, most of them are the GT Live channel. Most of them, they're not even live anymore. But it was fun. It's fun to watch, right? Because like it's Matpat with fuck, I keep forgetting your girl's name. I forgot the name. But like, there's like the second host that is just a voice only, right? It's only Matpat on screen, and that's not the reason, obviously. But she adds a lot to the game because most times she only responds to Matpat, or she like looks something up, or like she corrects him, or he helps him out with something, or like he gives a tip because he can't game because he's a terrible gamer. Let's be honest, and stuff like that. Well, Stephanie at the time with the streams, she just didn't like the role she got. Is just it didn't add a lot, right? So yeah, I guess that's just it. But yeah, I agree. GT Live was definitely one of the best things he could have done, ever.
Matt's actual personality, and he came off as a very genuine and likable person, with a passion for teaching and spreading positivity. He's a rare creator that is actually wholesome, like he's never even seen porn.
I've actually never looked at porn, ever, like, outside of...
Sure, totally believe that.
He has a very earnest and somewhat naive charm that did a lot in winning back the now nostalgic old Gametheory fans. By the time we reach modern day, the general YouTube community had grown a deep connection and appreciation for Matt. One of his most appealing qualities was his genuine enthusiasm for the topics he covered.
Yeah, and that's the strength of YouTube, man. I think the reason why people thought he started becoming corporate in 2010, because he tried to become corporate, because back in the day, that's what you did. You started out YouTube, and whenever you started accumulating more revenue from it, you started becoming more corporate, because that was the way to go. That was the way to succeed. At least that's what we thought back then, right? That was the way, the only way to like get more popular, right? To get more into the mainstream. So that's why he became a little bit more corporate based. But later he realized, YouTuber or you people that watch YouTubers, they don't like that at all. That's why they watch YouTube. That's not that. If they wanted to corporate, they would watch TV, right? That's all corporate. And I'm not gonna lie, some TV shows are funny. All right, they're still pretty fun to watch, but it's just we don't like corporate. We don't like that. We like the personalities. We like the genuinely genuine. We like the person. We like the person, the personality behind it, the real guy behind the screen. And seeing how he is, like without filter, without like trying to like make a video, without doing anything what's like that, right? Just being raw, so to speak. A lot of people just dig that because, well, it's like you're watching your friend play a game, you know, or like something like that. There's like a it's not the best thing, but there could be like this parasocial relationship between you two. Obviously you shouldn't be taking this too far because that's gonna be creepy and weird. But you can definitely just view him as a friend or like someone you know that you like and just hangs out with, like, and that's the power of, like, I think YouTubers, streamers, you know, all those people that are not corporate, they're not made to like make money. I mean, sure, they make money, they are made to make money, but they making money because they are who they are, like Kai Cenat. Now I don't want to say that Kai Cenat is the epiphany or the epitome of streamers. All right, I do think he's one of the most popular right now for sure. However, I do think sometimes he's going overboard. Sometimes he's doing a little bit too much. You know, so and obviously, you know, clip farming makes sense. You know, that's how you reach more people. Like, it's like just like Speed when he dives into like his setup, right? Because he reached a milestone or like something like that. But we just like the person, right? We like seeing real people because everything is so fake. Everything you look, or everywhere you look nowadays, it's all fake. Everything, even some YouTubers nowadays are fake. And in the moment we notice that some YouTuber starts becoming fake, we push them off because they're, I mean, it's like they're skinwalkers almost, right? Like, we just don't like that. We get comfortable by it. We just don't feel comfortable with it, and we just don't like viewing content like that. And that's why Matpat became so much popular after he started like showing his face more, you know, showing more his personality, having live streams and all that. And that's when we really started to understand and know who the guy that is behind the whole like game theory stuff is. And I think that's a huge part of why Matpat and game theory and just the theoryverse was so successful, because it wasn't corporate, it was all genuine and like a real thing.
When he discussed stuff like Five Nights at Freddy's, although some accused him of milking the franchise, you could tell he had a genuine obsessive fixation with it, which was very enduring and relatable. Personally, his meta YouTube fit.
Bro, that shit was so dumb, bro. Like, oh, you're milking FNAF. Yeah, no. You know how much there is to say and theorize about FNAF? Like, there's so much to talk about. Hell, I don't care if he milked it, because I watched all of them. I watched all the FNAF theories, every single one of them. I've watched every single one, from the first game till the newest game that came out, which was Security Breach. Like, I watched everything. All right, and yeah, some of them were hit or miss. Some of them were really grasping at straws sometimes, but that's the thing. That's what he does. That's always what he has been doing. It's just there were so little like clues and so little like evidence for a lot of things he said that a lot of people were skeptical. But that's fine. He can be wrong. That's okay. That's the whole thing about theory crafting. He can be wrong. And once you go wrong, or like once you use a clue that is wrong one time, you get into this perpetual circle where because you either remembered or like you checked a fact that you understood, you misunderstood, but you crafting your whole theory around it. That's just how it is. Like, okay, then you're wrong because you misunderstood one fact, or like misunderstood one sentence that wasn't even a fact, and then you crafted a theory around it, and then you turned out to be wrong, and then, well, the whole theory crafted around this fact or this statement, and now people think you're stupid because you misunderstood one thing. And also, even if that was the case, like, why would you hate on him? Oh, he got it wrong. Oh, how terrible. You know how many things you get wrong a day? God damn, bro. I never understood the hate from Matpat, bro. I really never understood it. And the only people that actually hate Matpats were agenda-driven people, I swear to God, bro. And people on Twitter, obviously.
Videos always drew me to his channel, and it's part of what inspired what I make. I think his personality brought a lot of adults to Gametheory, despite being outside its target demographic. Although at the end of the day...
What? No! Listen. You could say, games or game theory is meant for children. Guess what? I used to be a child. I'm now 24, turning 25 this year. I grew up with this. It's not that he makes it for children. He makes this for gamers. And guess what? We grow up. So the whole thing about, oh, he got adults watching him now. I mean, sure, maybe. Sure. But let's be honest. It's the game that draws us towards the content, or if you already knew him from like back in the day, right? But games is every age. It's ageless. Anyone can be a gamer. Like, I know there's like a stupid thing like, oh well, you only play mobile games. Oh, you play Candy Crush. Like, oh, you're not a real gamer if you don't play Call of Duty or like Soulsborne games, or if you only play Stardew Valley, like, oh, you are not a gamer. Like, so dumb. Gatekeeping being a gamer is so fucking dumb because it's low-key fucking disrespectful. If someone wants to join a community with interest that is aligned to someone else, to himself, no, you can't because you haven't played A, B, C, and D. Like, what? Oh, you only enjoy games like Stardew Valley, so you're not valid. Like, what? As a person in the gaming community, that's the stupidest shit ever. And I think it's in every community. Every community has like stupid gatekeeping, bro. And you're an actual fucking loser if you gatekeep games, alright? Or being a gamer. Because if you are genuinely gatekeeping people from being gamers, you're the biggest fucking loser in fucking existence, alright? You are such a fucking loser that you should really reevaluate yourself, because literally you're a fucking loser, alright? You are so much of a loser that even your fucking parents don't like you anymore. So if you gatekeep games, you're the biggest loser you can ever think of, bro. So if you ever see anyone that gatekeeps games, call them a loser, alright? Call them out on it, because they're so fucking pathetic. That's the most pathetic thing you can do as a person, bro. It's actually pathetic. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So it's not like adults are driven to this content specifically. It's just the games draw them towards this channel because they are interested in the game. Like, for example, maybe they get into FNAF for the first time, and then they you know, their algorithm does what the algorithm does and recommends them FNAF videos, right? And then they come across this guy who makes like theory crafting and like says something about the game that you might have never heard of. Like, it's a really easy thing to like jump into because he most of the time recaps a lot of the things he said in the previous video or like previous theory or anything like that, right? So anyone can just hop on a game theory video, and most of the time understand a significant amount, but if they don't, well, they can always go back to previous theories. They can research what they don't understand, right?
Gametheory is a business, and there's a huge team behind
true.
it. And as the years went on, it started to become more and more common for Matt to cover franchises clearly didn't have much familiarity with for the sake of covering a trending topic for SEO reasons. And it'd sometimes come off a little forced and cynical, to be honest.
Where you meets the creepy-looking Igor and his assistant Elizabeth.
Okay, so this has been memed to death, the whole he calls Margaret Elizabeth thing. I don't know why you didn't, like, why wouldn't you proofread it and think that's not Elizabeth?
It always bugged me with film theory especially. For the most part though, film theory videos at least had some overlap with the general interests of Matt and the game theory audience. But when food theory launched in 2020, it was clearly a lot more niche, and style theory even more so. Despite this clear discrepancy of audience interest, these channels still did really well, and a big reason for that was seeing Matt, who was just as clueless about cooking and fashion as the average gamer, learn about it along with the audience. Matt's personality was really the star of the show on these channels. They featured a lot of in-person segments of Matt cooking and conducting experiments on camera.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? Like, it's like you identify yourself by no, not identify. You shit, what's the name? Really can't think straight today. Relate. There you go. Jesus. Oh wow. You relate yourself to this guy who is like clueless about a bunch of shit, and you learn together with him, right? And you might have not ever, thought like, oh, I care about this, but when you're watching this video, you're like, oh, he's cooking. Okay, cool. Like, for example, back in the day, I was watching, what's her name? What's her name? It's like Quake something, Cupquake or something. Cupquake. Yes, bro. I asked Cupquake. Oh, does she still make videos? God damn, she still makes videos? That's mad. Anyway, like, I used to watch this woman, right? And I didn't really care about her gaming content because, honestly, she wasn't the greatest gamer in my opinion. However, her cooking videos, and I don't know where, I don't even know. Holy shit, they got 5 million different playlists. Let's see if I can quickly find her cooking videos. Probably not, but anyway, yeah, here, Quake and Bake, bro. I've watched every single video of this. I mean, obviously, I haven't watched any of the newer ones, right? But like all the old ones, I've watched every single one of these shits, bro. I fucking loved watching this shit. Like, I genuinely liked watching all this, like, well, cooking videos from her. Because, frankly, she had a really nice voice. I liked her voice, and she was really good at it, right? Also, she, like, introduced me to a lot of things I never even heard of before. I think I didn't know what Portal was, and then I watched this video and like, wait, what the hell is Portal? Never heard of that before. Like, so yeah, I used to watch her, right? And she was really good at it. But I never really cared about cooking videos in general, or like anything like that. But because she was like making like these gaming cooking style videos, I gave it because it was about topics I understood and knew. Like, for example, Minecraft TNT cake. Like, holy shit, bro! My 7-year-old fucking brain was like, "Oh, let's go!" Like, anyway, like unironically, I ate this shit up, and I think the same thing can be applied to this like food theory stuff. Where, well, this guy, he probably is illiterate in like cooking, which is actually pretty sad because a lot of people, or a lot of us, are actually really bad at cooking, or just never really took the time or effort to learn because I don't know why. So it's fun to like learn with him new stuff because he's also learning. It's like when people live react to something for the first time, right? It's exciting because they have something new to say, a new perspective, a new reaction, a new thought process, new opinions about it. You have maybe never even thought of, and that's the power of like people experiencing things for the first time. That's why your reactions are so which are so popular, right? That's why streamers are so popular, like playing a game for the first time that they have never played before, but you have, and that's, you're gonna watch how they're gonna react to certain sections that you really like and want to see people react to, And I think that's the power of this like food and style theory, because it's like about a topic that the majority of us don't really give a shit about, right? Personally, I've never watched any of the food or style theory videos. Maybe I should. But like the fact that you're learning together with him, it's like a process. It's like you're you're part of something as well, right?
His journey of learning about food and fashion became a narrative in of itself, making the content even more engaging and facilitating a greater connection between Matt and the
Hey guys, I'm Matpat, and you're watching Disney Channel.
between Matt and the fans. Over time, Matt managed to steadily grow Gametheory and the three other channels to a cumulative 43 million subscribers,
That's
expanding
crazy,
the
man.
two's team to over a dozen people and reaching the absolute peak of YouTube. But that required insane dedication and consistency, and eventually, late last year, Matt announced he would be stepping back from the role of host of all four tiers channels. There
Yeah.
was a huge outpouring of support all over the internet after this, with people sharing their appreciation for the influence Gametheory had over the years and wishing Matt well as he took a more behind-the-scenes role so he could
Yeah, but that's why, because, well, if you're gonna say, like, no, you can stop, how dare you, like, bro, that's entitled as like, if he wants to quit, he can. And if you don't respect that, you never respect him as a person in the first place. You only saw him as your source of entertainment, which is fine in some aspects, but you need to have a little bit empathy for the person you're enjoying the content of, right? Like, in the end of the day, he's still a human. So, if you're gonna be, like, pissed about him stopping, I don't think anger was the first emotion that came up when I heard it. I think it's more like sadness and like disappointment, right? But anger was never really in the space in my mind space at that time. Still isn't. But like some people really were mad at him. Like, bro, how entitled are you? Bro has been doing this like for 10 plus years. He's been doing like game theories videos and all this fucking other stuff surrounding his YouTube channel for like years and years and years, and your entitled ass is gonna get mad because he wants to, I don't know, retire. He got a child, he got a family. Like, the fact that he kept this up this long is actually insane. Just like with PewDiePie, people are like really pissed at PewDiePie that he just stopped YouTube. Bro, what are you pissed about? You don't want people to succeed? Is that jealousy? Is that the root of this whole like hate train on like Matpat and like PewDiePie? Is that it? Is that whole hate train rooted in jealousy? Because they made it and like worked their ass off to get where they are? That's some pathetic loser mentality, man.
could focus on family and other projects. Then after his final 10 theories, the new hosts were welcomed with nothing but positivity. As for the new hosts, they're all better fits in theory. A film buff, a guy who can cook, and a girl that's more
Oh, okay, I was wrong. I didn't know for sure. I only knew there was like 2 guys and 1 girl and the guy that's gonna do game theory from that one. I knew the girl was stealth theory because, well, I mean, sexist mindset, I guess. No, I knew. And I was assuming he was the guy from Food Theory. I thought it was funny. All right, even if it was just a joke. All right, don't get mad at me. All right, fat people like food. Don't get me wrong. All right, it's not a fucking mystery. All right, fat people like food. Why do you think they're fat? But regardless, I thought it was Food Theory. I thought it would be funny. I don't know. But he's not. I'm just gonna correct myself. I didn't know. All right, I was just, a little bit judgmental, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so he's not. He's film theory. The other one is Food Theory. Then okay.
more knowledgeable in the fashion space. Matt only ever really fit the gamer archetype, but looking back to the slipping view counts we saw earlier, the channels simply aren't performing nearly as well without Matt at the helm. So why is this?
I mean, I've already said it. I think, and that's because familiarity. Like, the host that was presenting all these shows is gone, and then the new guy shows up, and you have to like warm up to them. It's just like a therapist. Like, you see your first therapist, you're like, don't really feel this guy or this woman. You go for a different one, right? But in this case, you can pick a different one. You get what you get. That's probably why, and people don't really want to warm up to these guys, I guess. Maybe they're not interesting enough. Maybe they don't grip their attention enough. You know, stuff like that. That could be the case.
Are the new hosts that much worse than Matt? No, honestly, I think they're perfectly fine. Have the videos decreased in quality? Well, no. In fact, they're literally the exact same. That's the biggest point. I think looking at this, you have to realize that, like I referred to earlier, Gametheory isn't just Matt. There was a huge team working together to make each video. It's a heavily collaborative process, and most of the time, Matt isn't even the one writing the words he speaks. He's more overseeing the project like a director, a role he's still filling today. Really, the only thing that's changed is the voice reading the scripts. And those new voices certainly aren't bad, but it's clear they're no replacement for Matt. Really, no one could be. At least
also, it's like, especially with Gametheory, the guy that has to like replace Matpat. I feel like people don't like copycats. We don't like copycats at all. And because the content is so similar, it feels like he is really just copying what Matpat did, and that's it, right? No, like trying to like do something new or be original or anything like that. I think that's also a really big factor about this whole thing. I think Gametheory's shoes, filling Gametheory's shoes, is definitely one of the hardest versions because. Yeah, style theory is, you know, it's okay. Food and like film theory. I mean, film theory had a little bit more of like stuff to do with because he was sometimes, you know, he was actually at the helm most of the time. He was also most of the time the person that did the stuff, right? But like with food theory and like style theory is more like of a interactive like ERL kind of video concept. So it's like easier to like get him out of it. Definitely, it's like definitely gonna be less entertaining to watch because you like watching Matpat do stuff that he hasn't ever done before, right? But game theory and film theory are the ones that were like faceless, and it was about a topic which a lot of people knew about and a lot of people cared about, and now they have to fill these two shoes that are massive for game and film theory, right? And the problem is they're copycats, right? They do what Matpat did for years, and they're not really bringing anything new to the table outside their new characters, right? It's like whenever a let's say a show, right? Let's take JoJo's for example, all right? You watch JoJo's Part 1. A lot of people are like really, for some reason, didn't like JoJo Part 1. If you don't like JoJo Part 1, I don't know what's wrong with you. I think there's the Hamon shit was fantastic, but regardless. The first season was about Joseph, Joestar, and Dio, right? Then the second part was of Jonathan, I think, right? Anyway, regardless, it was a new character, right? And it felt fresh. It was a new character, new style of character, new like motives for the character, new like everything, right? It was fresh. It was still the same, but it was fresh and new and exciting and different. But with like film and game theory now, it's like you replace the host for a new person, and that's it. Now, some people might have liked that way better, you know, but I think if you are going to replace someone, you shouldn't be trying to be that person. You should like try to fit in, be your own unique self with your own unique like persona and your like I don't know, mannerism or whatever, to like make it unique to you, because now you're just copying Matpat, right? And like I said at the start, people don't like copycats, so yeah.
At least not right away. He really is core to the channel's identity. Even earlier in its life, Gametheory did have a history of guest hosts every once in a while, and audiences liked them overall, but none of their videos ever performed nearly as well or were as memorable as some of the best hosted by Matt. People stuck around because they knew Matpat would be back next week, but if Gametheory just became the Gaijin Goomba show, do you think Gametheory would have grown to the size it did? I don't think so.
No.
These fill-in hosts were really...
I mean, Gaijin Goomba was I liked his videos. I liked when he did like collabs with Gametheory. He just brought a lot of like cultural and like history to the channel. which a lot of the things I didn't know about, right? However, it's just he's not Matpat, right? It's like back in the day where you were like, I don't know, you were asking for a specific type of like foods, right? Like you were to order specific kind of food, and then the establishment where you always ordered it changes management or anything like that, and then they change the recipe of the thing you always order, and then you order it again. It's like, no, it's not the same anymore, and then you just like feel disappointed and sad because, well, let's say the fries are different. And like, I don't like these fries anymore, man, and then you have to look for something else because it's gone. The thing you liked is gone, and then. Yeah, you can maybe like gaslight yourself or like force yourself to start liking the new thing. But if you don't like the new thing, you're not gonna like it. You're not. And if you are, then you have successfully brainwashed yourself in liking something. And I don't think that's healthy at all, right?
Really just a little bonus to most fans, but definitely not the reason they kept coming back. When it comes to Gametheory and really every big channel, the host matters just as much as the content. Matpat's audience had a strong attachment to him, built over years and years. Gametheory has been part of our lives since we were kids, and this nostalgic attachment is something the new hosts, despite their expertise, simply can't replicate. And trying to be another Matpat is just off-putting.
Yep.
Like these weird images of them recreating his iconic thinking pose, like...
Yeah, they shouldn't do that. They really shouldn't do this. No. It's weird. I agree. I guess it's funny, right? It's like iconic pose, you know. It's like I'm thinking of like a pose that's popular. I don't know. I can't think of any. But like, I understand why they do it, right? I kind of do, but it's just like, be something else. Be something creative, right? It's just, I don't know, it lacks creativity, and I think that's one of the big issues as well.
Skinwalkers or something. No, the goal shouldn't be to replace Matpat, but to bring their own style to the channels for the next generation.
Exactly.
It'll take time, but I believe that the new hosts all have the charisma and natural charm to build their own unique connection with the current and future Gametheory audience.
For sure. I 100% agree with that. I just think they need to like add their own unique flair to it. They need to be less 2.0 Matpat and more 1.0 themselves, you know? Like, they can keep the style of video creating, that's fine, right? But they need to be their own person.
They're all likable and more than competent hosts, handpicked by Matt and Team Tourist. The challenge for the new hosts isn't just about maintaining quality and being knowledgeable in their respective fields, which they're certainly excelling at, but also about building their own unique connection with the audience, the same way Matpat did over years, not by emulating him.
I mean, that takes years and years, and that takes time, man. Because, let's be honest, there's gonna be people that are gonna watch Gametheory and they have never seen Matpat before. That's gonna happen. They're gonna discover that. I mean, hopefully, the longevity of this company is gonna proceed that time, but it's gonna happen when that happens. That there's gonna be people that don't know who Matpat is, who only seen the new guys, and that's their first impressions of the content, right? And I think then it will shift because new audiences that they lost are gonna come back because they don't know. They don't know what they lost because it's not old, or it's all. I mean, it's not new because it's the only thing they know, right? And eventually they'll come across like a Matpat video and all that. But then Matpat would be someone that they see as the second person making this kind of content. Right? So until that happens, this downfall is rough, right? You think we're definitely gonna be in a dry period for a while. But I think if they keep continuing making the quality content that they do, add their own little flair and uniqueness to the content, as the presenters of the show, and new people come in that have never really watched any of the Matpat videos, but like the other ones, the channel's gonna be fine. But the only thing they gotta do is just keep going and like not stop. Their only challenge here is to make it to that time where people are gonna be not new or new to the whole game theory and stuff.
But by showcasing their own unique personalities, I think people are already connecting with Santi from Food Theory, for example. He definitely has his own unique voice from that, which is on full display with his humor and narration style. That adds a lot of life to the channel. And although Food Theory is in the lower half of performing channels, I do believe over time he can build his own audience, and Food Theory will definitely grow back to and even beyond its previous standing. I think occasionally leaning into that more personality-driven content will work well for all the channels in the long run, rather than just trying to talk like and be Matpat 2.0. Matt is a truly legendary YouTube personality, and I don't think he can ever be truly replaced. Right now, Gametheory is in a precarious position, and as for if it can survive or not without him, only time will tell. But I truly hope it can rebound, and the new host can carry on the legacy of Gametheory as an important part of the childhoods for a new generation on YouTube, just as it was for so many of us.
Yeah, I like how he got the same points I got. I mean, he's pretty much agreeing with me. He got the same points. He got the same like opinions. He got the same like strategies to like keep this whole like theory verse going. So yeah, I mean, bro, really solid video, by the way. I highly recommend people to watch it. It's by a guy called Meow. There we go. Hold on. Meow, M3OW. And yeah, really good video. Can't wait. I don't know what kind of other videos he makes, but this video was interesting to me. I saw it yesterday and I watched a little bit of it. I was like really like interested right away. So yeah, cool. But that's just why Matpat and the theory verse is cooked, or not cooked, but like it's going downhill, right? All right, well, that might have been my fucking longest reaction ever for a video that's like how long? In only 10 minutes. I stretched this out. Holy, I'm like fucking Luffy at this point, bro. Stretching out this content is insane. But hey, listen. All right, listen. I have this quality where if I care about something, I got a lot to say about something, I can talk about something for hours. And as you can see, I just did. I just did. It was a 10-minute video. I stretched it out to like an hour. Oh my days. That's insane.